all across the world, there's been an explosion of people seeking to gain some self-reliance. From small farms of just a few acres to backyard gardens like this one here. More and more homesteaders are raising animals for meat. Sheep, goats, hogs, shoot, even some people in town raising a few chickens for the eggs. Meat doesn't really grow on trees, does it? Well, of course, meat doesn't grow on trees. Hello there, good people. Hi, Jason, Green Country Agriculture. I'm not here in the front yard today. I'll talk to you a little bit about growing more food in less space. Right here in front of me, I have 15 pounds of pork tenderloin. This is very good meat. It's quite lean, 40 calories per ounce, 7.3 grams of protein in that 1 ounce. And I hung it from the tree just to demonstrate a point. Let's go to the backyard. Let's talk a little bit more about that. A few months ago, I watched a very interesting video about pastured poultry. I believe the calculation was 2.72 square feet per egg produced in pastured poultry. And the guy who made the video, I'm not going to mangle his name, I'll just put it up there on the screen, and I'll put a link to that video so you can watch it too. I found it informative, but it got me thinking, well, there isn't really enough room to actually pasture that much poultry to produce the number of eggs that some companies claim that they're producing with pastured poultry. In actuality, they're feeding them, and they're feeding them grain. How much grain? Well, it takes a 1/4 pound of grain a day for a chicken to make one of these. 1/4 pound. And how much space does that take? Well, I did some calculations. Well, it turns out that it takes 450 square feet to produce enough grain to feed that chicken 1/4 pound of feed per day for a year. Now, by contrast, if you're going to be raising hogs, it takes 5 to 6 months to grow a hog from pigling size up to a nice butchering weight of 250 pounds. After that 250 pounds, it takes more feed to get weight on. You get a diminishing returns. At 250 pounds, the ratio of feed to weight put on is about 3 to 1. During that time, the hog is going to eat an average of 6 to 8 pounds of feed a day. Split the difference and make it 7 pounds of feed a day. Well, that's 28 times the amount of space required to feed a chicken. 6,300 feet, and by way of comparison, this backyard garden area is about half that amount of space. So, behind me here, surrounded by this fluorescent tape, 2-year-old hazelnut tree. That's at 2 years. This tree will live to be 40 to 50 years old, and within about 4 more years it will reach its maximum size with a spread of 12 foot. Now, I marked that out with this fluorescent ribbon here. Now, I marked it in a circle because that's more or less the shape it's going to take. But I went ahead and counted the space that it occupies as 12 foot by 12 foot, or 144 square feet. As a matter of fact, for the rest of this demonstration, we'll just round off in favor of pork. So we'll call this 144 square feet. Now, at its maturity, this hazelnut tree is going to produce 15 pounds of nut meat per year. It's actually somewhere between 15 to 18 pounds of nut meat. Let's go with 15 pounds, because we're going to go on the low end. 15 pounds in this amount of space. How many of these can you plant in the amount of space that it takes to grow the feed for one hog? Quite 43 of these. 43 of these at 15 pounds is 645 pounds of nut meat. Not shells, meat. Nut meat, 645 pounds. Well, you might be wondering, how does the food value of a hazelnut compare to that of, say, pork? Well, pork tenderloin is 40 calories. Bacon is about 152 calories. Hazelnuts are 178 calories per ounce. So, 645 pounds, 178 calories per ounce. Let's do some math here real quick. Alright, so 645 pounds turns out to be a little over 10,000 ounces of 16 ounces per pound. 10,000 ounces, that's rounding down for the hazelnuts. 10,000 ounces at 178 calories per ounce, that's 1,780,000 calories. Good Lord, that's a lot of calories. And I like to do what's called food days. It's where I take the number of calories that I'm expecting to produce, divide that by 2,000, that gives me a day's worth of food. Of course, I have all different kinds of food growing. It's not all hazelnuts, it's not all pecans, it's not all pears, it's not all chickpeas. It's a wide variety of things. But if I do this, I can add it up together and get a rough estimate of how many days worth of food I'm producing. Well, 1,780,000 calories turns out to be 890 food days. And that's quite a lot. How does pork measure up? Well, let's take a look. That 250-pound pig that you got after feeding it around 7 pounds of food per day on the average for 5 to 6 months, butchers out and dresses out to give you 120 pounds of take-home meat. Now, it's not all highly lean tenderloin, some of it's bacon, so we're going to average things out in between the 40 calories per ounce of the tenderloin and the 152 calories per ounce of the bacon. We'll split the difference and make it about 100 calories per ounce average for the pig. 120 pounds, 100 calories per ounce, nowhere close. We come out to 100 food days for the pig in the same amount of space. Of course, that doesn't mean you shouldn't grow meat. I mean, let's face it, variety is the spice of life. And if you've got the space to grow a few pigs or some cattle, some chicken, by all means, do so. But if you're looking to maximize the amount of food that you produce in the space that you're growing in, that you're actually growing in, you're not thinking of importing your feed from somewhere else. You want to be self-reliant on the land that you've got. Well, pork versus hazelnuts, it's not even close. Hey, and that's all I've got for you today, good people. As always, if you found the video informative or entertaining, please hit that like button. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, bang the notification bell, and good people, I will catch you next time.